I am a Korean American 25-year-old entrepreneur. I'm a second generation, and my parents basically immigrated when they were like 20-ish. My dad wasn't around that much because he was like part-time missionary. So he would travel to Mexico back and forth. He was around, he just wasn't around as much as like my mom, of course. As immigrants, they weren't around a lot either in general. I remember when I was like 5, I was able to like just go outside the house whenever I want and run around. And my mom would always like come home like really late. We had a grocery store, like supermarket. Things have changed here and there, but pretty much they ran like a food and grocery service like their entire life. Our family was just like very, yeah, fluid to doing everything independently. I think my entire life I've had this like open freedom to do like whatever I wanted, which led me to like, oh, I want to like try basketball. I want to try video making. I want to try being a chef. I want to try all these things. And one thing led to another. Like I figured out what I like, don't like, what I like, here and there. Yeah, so I went to Cal State University of Long Beach and I studied film in the beginning. Within 2 years, I dropped out. Complicated story. Just got injured basically and missed a lot of classes. And so at that point, I was like, oh, let's just do whatever I want to do, what I normally do. And till this day, my parents still think that I'm going to go back to school. Um, they thought I was going to go back a lot earlier and finish. But I had to figure out a way to convince them that I don't need education anymore. I told them, give me one chance to do freelancing with photography and videography. And I basically got hired at a wedding photography, videography company. And every weekend I was either going to 2 or 3 weddings, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And yeah, I would work so much. And then I proved to my parents, like, oh, I can make a living. I would buy them gifts. I did that for 1 year. And then I got an internship working with ISA, International Secret Agents. It's basically a long time ago, they used to gather up all the Asian American YouTubers and then throw concerts and fun games. And so I was like, that's what I want to do. So right after the 1 year mark, I had enough money. I did an internship for another year. And then I started working with specific like YouTubers, whether it's freelancing for one specific role, which is editing or videography, but moved my way around the whole like community of YouTubers in LA. From being in the US and then coming to Korea, it's weird because it's almost like you, in a negative sense, you don't fit in either or. In America, I feel like I do fit in, but there are these moments when you're like, oh, America is like the worst place to be in as a minority. But then you come to Korea, you struggle with the culture and language barrier, and you're like, oh my gosh. But that's just like the negative sense of everything, right? There's so many great reasons to be in both because like I think being a Korean American in Korea, you can be yourself more. Like you can be whatever you choose to be. If I try to be Korean, then I feel like they'll try to judge me. But if I just be American, they're kind of like, they just know like, oh, they're not really like a Korean. When I'm in Korea, I feel like I still feel Korean. I just feel dumb because I don't speak the language. Because at the end of the day, a language is just like a way of communicating. I've had like a grandpa yell at me like, oh, how dare you not know Korean? Like you wear a Korean t-shirt, yet you don't speak the language. But you get that too in LA. Like when there's only Korean Americans that only speak Korean, they're like, how are you not speaking Korean when you're Korean? And it's just like, oh, so it's not just Korea that says that. It's just like a older generation thing, right? And you wouldn't know that until like you meet these type of people. There's definitely a lot of pros and cons being in both countries. Um, so I could see the struggle between both when I was younger, but now it's just like it's more funnier than in reality. One of the hardest things being like Korean American is that when you're in America, you have opportunities to do what you kind of want to do. For example, social media, that wasn't a job until fairly recently. I think convincing a lot of parents, adults, when I tell them I work for like a YouTuber, they get so confused and they're like, how does that even make sense? And how do they make money? Are you going to be rich? Right? Like there's so many questions that they just don't know the answers to. And I think even us, like as a Gen Z millennial, like we don't have the answers. We don't know if we're gonna make it, but it's an opportunity and you see people making it. I remember when I was like even I think I was like maybe 14, 13. I used to watch YouTube all the time. And I was like, I told my church, like all my friends and even my pastor, like someone I'm supposed to like look up to, right? I told him like, I want to do YouTube. I don't know if like I'm gonna be a YouTuber, but I just want to do like this space in general. And he just laughed at me and just said like, do something realistic. And fast forwarding 10 years, I'm still doing it. I'm still in the social media space. So I think that's what's crazy to me. Usually immigrants and being Korean American, like Korean American parents don't have the time to understand this kind of stuff. That was the most difficult to convince them and make them realize like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop out of college and then I'm gonna be in this artistic space. As a kid, um, most people are afraid and shy to do whatever they want to do. I think it comes down to like who you're around, you know, your parents, your siblings, you watch everything and you get self-conscious. It's like, why? Like, why does that really matter? Like you're a child, you can make mistakes, you can break bones, you'll get back up for sure. And so yeah, just keep doing the most weirdest things and you never know what might change in the future in 10 years, 20 years from now. My name is Ducky Chang, and this is my Korean American story.